Hey guys, Mix here. In this video, we are finally going to start putting back together the top end of my 2004 Suzuki DRZ 110. As you guys know, I once ordered the big bore for it, didn't fit, so I just decided to go back totally to the stock piston, just have new piston rings, everything like that, because when I first got it, it smoked like a banshee. But now we're finally back with the new parts. As you guys saw from last video, we picked it up and everything fits right, so we can finally resume this project. So as you guys know, the whole top end is already off of it, and the side cover, so we already have the first part of this job done. Now we just need to put it all back together. So right here we have the old head, the old cylinder, the new piston rings, and then all the hardware and the little parts that are with it, everything like the camshaft and all the little bolts that you need. And I had originally ordered new gaskets for it, and I did use them, but I'm not sure if they're really still good, because I did use them once. The engine never ran with them, but I did, tighten down everything while they're on. So I don't know if that made them use their gasket material that they produce once it's tightened down. But I'm just gonna wing it and hope that they're not bad. I never ran or anything, so they should still be good. I had gasket maker, but I have no idea where it went, but I'm hoping that I won't need to use it. But now let's get back into building this thing. First off, what I want to do is put on the new piston rings onto the new piston. I haven't even opened these yet, but I'm sure a lot of you already know how to put these on. So put these on now and then start getting into the engine. All the piston rings are on, and what I try and do is make sure that the ring gaps are about 120 degrees apart from each other. That's usually just the best thing to do, just so I guess they won't get caught up in each other or anything. But you don't want anything bad to happen in the engine and have to retake apart the engine, so make sure you do that. But now that they're all on, we can start installing this onto the engine. What you want to do first is, of course, install your piston. And to do this, you take your wrist pin, oil it up a little bit. That's what I like to do. Then once it's all oiled, you take your piston and slide the connecting rod between it, and then you just slide your wrist pin right through it, and then it should go to the other side. Alright, so now the piston is in. Putting this on, you want to make sure that there's already a C-clip on the one side of the gap where the piston goes in, and then make sure that one side doesn't have it, and then once this is in, you have to put it in. As you can see, this side doesn't have the C-clip, but now I'm going to install it, and then the piston will be all nicely snug in there. So now the other side of the C-clip is in. Sorry I didn't record it. It's just pretty hard to get in there and record it. I mean, it's pretty hard to do it anyway, because it's so hard, not to have it go flinging anywhere. But now that's in, it should be nice and snug. It's okay if it moves side to side a little bit. That's usually normal. Now we can start working on getting on the whole cylinder and getting the piston inside. That can be pretty tricky, and it usually takes some time, and you need to be patient, because you need to compress the rings by hand, and because you can't really fit a ring compressor tool in here. So you just need to compress it by hand and slowly go one piston ring at a time and just slide it into the cylinder. But before you do that, you usually want to oil up these little side skirts and the piston rings and the whole walls of the cylinder so it slides nicely. Now I'm just going to take this glove that has some oil on it, just roll it around into the cylinder walls until it's all nicely lubricated, and then do the same with the piston. Piston's all oiled up now. Now we can slide on the cylinder onto the whole bike and then work our way for the piston to go inside. Piston is in and went way easier than I thought it was going to be, but now we can move on to putting on the head. Alright guys, so we have the head, and now what we need to do first is just slide on the gasket, feed the cam chain through it. Okay, now with that on, now we can slide on the head, and what I have is the camshaft not on. Hopefully you guys can see it. So the cam chain can slide, so the timing chain can slide on it more easier. Now we just need to put it onto these little studs. Then after this, then we need to time it. Okay, remember to feed your timing chain through, grab it from the other side, and bring it in. So just like that, it is on, and as you can see, we have the timing chain here, and what I'm going to do is just slide on the nuts for now, just so it's not going everywhere where I'm timing it. I'm not going to tighten them down or anything, just slide them on, because when you turn the engine over, the whole entire top end moves, so it would just be way easier just to time it while these are on. I just found the gasket maker, and I'm not sure whether or not I should, put some on. I feel like I really should, because, these gaskets are kind of old, even though they were never used. I have tightened down the whole top end with these on before, which might have made them, secrete the glue that they make. So what I think I might do is just loosen these back up again, and then just shift the whole top end head just a little bit and just squeeze some around the outline where the cylinder and the whole engine connects. So I think we're going to do that just for safety. I know Tyler Monaghan, when he was putting on his big bore, he had to take it off again, and he put this stuff on. Hasn't really given him any problems, so I think I'm just going to do this for safety, and I'll catch you guys back once it's all gasketed. So I just gasketed the cylinder to the engine. I still have the old gasket in there just to maybe it'll help out a little bit, but I didn't put gasket material on this one because I think this one should be fine. It looks brand new. This one didn't look very brand new, but it looked all right. But this one's definitely, I think, should be fine. But now that that's all taken care of, now we can time it. All right, guys, so now we're timing it. So what you need is your camshaft, of course, and you need to take this cover off. What you have to do first is line up the T, which stands for top dead center, to the hash mark that's on the engine. There's a little out dent. So all you have to do is just line that up like it is right now. Then basically what you have to do is just take the T on the camshaft and basically just make sure it's lined up with the T that's on the flywheel. Usually it needs to line up to about this threading right here. So you just need to slide the cam chain around it and check and see. Like right now it's a little bit too high. So just skip it down a tooth and then see if it's all lined up. So right here it looks like it's lined up pretty much perfectly. So then when you do that, you just bolt it down with these 2 Allen screws. Alright guys, so I forgot to put in this little timing chain guide. So I just need to take this off and then slide it in and then just redo this process. The orange guide in there, and I also just retimed it. So now we're back to normal. Now what we have to do is tighten down these 2 Allen screws. There are torque specs that, these should be at, but I mean, if you just tighten them down, pretty tightly, you should be fine. All right, so the cam bolts are all tightened down. What I'm gonna do is put on the 2 bolts that go inside of the head. It's really long ones, so, of course, all you just do is slide them in and then just tighten them down. All right, so those 2 bolts are on, nice and tight. Now we're gonna put on the cam cover. The cam cover's on. Now what we have to do is put back on the side cover, and I'm gonna use some gasket material on this because I'm pretty sure that this gasket isn't good anymore, obviously because it was used already. So I'm just gonna put some on and then we'll tighten it up. So I just put gasket maker all around the side cover. Now I'm gonna put all the screws back on. Screws are on, except for one piece. I just cannot find it anywhere, but I'm pretty sure I could probably just get a new one, and it shouldn't really affect anything from leaking out because it's up here at the top. I know I need to get a new one anyway, but that could probably just be empty there for testing purposes. All right, so now that that's on, now we just need to put on the timing chain tensioner. We set the tension that it needs to be at already, and now we just need to tighten down with 2 bolts. So the cam chain tensioner is all tightened down. Now I'm just gonna torque down these head bolts. Yeah, these ones I'm definitely gonna torque. These are like basically what's holding on the whole top end. All right, so now I'm torquing these to what they need to be at 16 foot-pounds. Torque down. Now that's all really left to do is put on the carburetor, just plug in the spark plug and put on this little oil bolt. Now we're going to tighten down this. I'm not completely sure what it does. I just know that oil goes through it. It has like an oil type bolt that usually goes on like brake master cylinders or something. We'll tighten it down and then move on to the carburetor. Now we're moving on to the carburetor. All you need to do is just put on this gasket and then just bolt it down with 2 bolts. So the carb is all mounted on. I didn't really bother recording because it's kind of hard to get a good shot in there while trying to tighten down these little tiny bolts. But now that that's on, we're just going to tighten down this exhaust and then we're pretty much done. So the exhaust is all bolted on. Now for the final touch, boom, we're done. Alright guys, so we were done doing the top end rebuild pretty much for now. We're not completely done. I also need the gasket material to dry overnight. I still have to add oil to it put gas, but that's just minor things, which I have to do tomorrow because I need to get this video up today. So hopefully next video will either be the pit bike runs or the pit bike fails. Hopefully it's the first one though. But anyway guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know down in the comments what you guys want to see. But thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, comment, and tell everyone about the channel.